Oh, hi. So, I'm a little bit out of breath because I'm not quite used to running errands, and but I could not wait to share about the multi layers that I am dealing with healing from my spine issues and wow, it's painful just to get around a little bit. My friend Carrie was just here, and I had to go and fill my prescription, my pain medicine, which I ran out of yesterday. Sorry, this morning, or like 4:30 this morning. And it was an ordeal yesterday to even get the prescription because it's a narcotic. It's a controlled substance. And I found out yesterday that I needed to fill it, but that the way to fill it was I had to actually pick up the prescription from my doctor, who's in Santa Monica, and drive it to whatever Rite-Aid I have it filled at, which I'm staying in Agora Hills. Now, anybody who knows Southern California, this is like a 4 or 5 hour trip. So to call the pharmacy and find out that this is the way I have to do things was yesterday was shocking. You know, coming into a 3-day weekend, I was looking at if I didn't find a ride and a way to get the handwritten prescription from my doctor's office and over into Rite-Aid, that I was going to be in trouble. I was not going to have any pain medication for the weekend. So the interesting thing is that, I was in my doctor's office on Wednesday, and I'm not quite sure why, but I think some medical places need to really think about their customer service, because I'm not really sure how difficult it would have been to tell me there or ask me, hey, how you doing on your pain meds? Because did you know that you have to have a handwritten prescription to get it filled? And since you're here, if you're going to need that, we should give it to you now, since you're driving 2 hours away to get here. Nope, that didn't happen. I didn't find out about it until Friday. So I was on the phone yesterday trying to find a ride, which was Carrie. Bless her. She's in Santa Monica. So she was able to, actually it was her husband who was going to go pick up the prescription. And Carrie, who was going to visit me on Sunday, said, well, I'll just bring it to you Saturday. So what I'm seeing this as is an opportunity. I shared in one of my earlier videos that I really wasn't good about standing up for myself before. And I really feel like on a metaphysical level that my spine and the issues that I've been dealing with and am fixing now are directly related to a lack of support that I have felt since I was a kid. And later on in life, I haven't given it to myself. I've not really stood my ground. I'm a warrior when it comes to fighting for others and other people's rights and what's fair, and but when it has come to me, I've kind of crapped out on myself a lot, and I'm sorry to say. So I feel like this was giving me an opportunity to stand for myself and what's right. And on the phone with Rite-Aid yesterday, they wouldn't even let Carrie pick up my prescription in Santa Monica and take it to a Rite-Aid in Santa Monica and then have the Rite-Aid pharmacy fill it, though. In other words, like behaving like a transfer. They would not do it. And I was so upset. I finally said, you know what, this is fucked up. And it wasn't because, it was mainly because the woman I was speaking to at Rite-Aid was so rude about everything. She was like, that's the law. We have nothing to do with it. But here I am sitting there thinking, I'm lucky. I actually have friends who are willing to drive me here and there to go and take care of these things. But what about somebody who's by themselves? What about someone who just has spine surgery, who doesn't have any friends to take them here and there? You know, I mean, it's like easier to get things illegally, I think. They didn't have a delivery service, nothing. Anyway, I'm complaining. And you know what? I don't want to be a complainer, but I also don't want to be that woman who's just like rainbows and unicorns about everything either. I just am really solid about standing for what's right and what's good and what's wholesome in the world. And this situation was just, when we finally, Carrie came this morning, she has my prescription, we went to Rite-Aid, and you are not going to believe this. My insurance company said they weren't going to pay for it. I had to take a few deep breaths and say to Rite-Aid, I am out of my pain medication. I have not overdone it. They gave me 80 pills. I've had this prescription since Saturday, and it was 1 to 2 pills every 4 hours. Taking 2 pills every 4 hours, do the math. I actually needed 84 pills to get me through 7 days. So I actually I am 2 doses shy. So Rite-Aid was like, there's nothing we can do. I'm sorry. There's just nothing we can do. It's just what the insurance is saying. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow. Well, so I'm sorry if I sound rude, but this was totally wrong. And I'm just, again, okay, here's another opportunity for me to like step into my power and say, no. And I just told them, you need to call my insurance company then. Please, please call them. Now, I did this in a very kind, generative way today. I did not say it was fucked up today. And I'm pretty sure I was dealing with different people because they were much nicer than the woman that was talking to me yesterday. But I could not believe it again. So they called finally. They did get on the phone with my insurance company and worked it out. And I think they shared the math with them. And I don't even think the Rite-Aid people were going to do the math. You know, it is so true. Like, nobody's coming to save you. You know, nobody's coming. You got to be there for yourself. And, God, I just think about the people who are totally vulnerable. Like the elderly, like children, just people alone and depressed. Like, a depressed person isn't necessarily going to stand up for themselves. Anyway, the systems, I understand. I understand they're in place to stop illegal drug activity or whatever. But when you're actually hurting the people who are good and solid and actually really do need the medication to get through, it's they're actually, it's the laws are not quite right yet, because they're in a not so good place, because Rite-Aid doesn't deliver the medication either. Anyway, I'm totally venting. If you've made it this far in the video, because I bet 90% of people have like shut this one off within the first few seconds, because this isn't just me, like, you know, because I was upset. I'm upset. But you know what? I'm alive. I feel more alive than ever, and I feel, having my spine, I'm just feeling alive. I gotta go. I gotta lay down. I have to rest. I love you. I am loving that people are actually getting something from these, and my sharing and my process. I love you. I really do. And I'm going to sleep.